Hey, welcome into the Five Hole Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We are your hosts tonight, Alan and Jay. Jay, I was telling you right before we hit go, now that you've had like 30 seconds to let it sink in and maybe looked at it, what are your thoughts on Yahoo making Start Your Players for the Week a paid feature?
I literally jumped in on both the web and the app just to double check. I don't see the ability for me to start anything on the web, which is very concerning. But it seems like the app still has it potentially available. I don't know if you were checking on your app
Really?
as well.
Yeah, no,
Which
I only checked the app.
it only on the app, and the app still didn't allow.
I haven't checked the PC version yet.
Oh shoot! So I am able to start on the mobile using iOS. And it might be one of those situations where I'm like, please don't tell the Yahoo developers who are listening for anyone on the pod.
Man. Oh, don't tell me it's an iOS feed. Like, it's only Android users that they make pay for this.
Mind you, I don't update all my apps at the same time. So it might be one of those where you auto update afterwards and like the quality of life just decreases from there. Please, any users, beware. Start your lineups every day, because it seems like Alan was mentioning they took away the week auto start feature.
Yeah, there's a lock on it now, and if you go to hit it, it's like, oh, hey, you should sign up for Yahoo Plus so we can tell you to drop McKinnon for Joel Eriksson.
And come on, like I'm all for improvement, but they have to make those suggestions a lot better for us to be tempted to buy their product.
Oh man. But anyway, we are here to go over some of the big news events in the last 48 hours. No foreshadowing there. And some of the preseason, the camp observations we've seen last week or so. Before we get going, again, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, all of those good things, wherever you join us, do what you can to support the show. And then again, TJ has his draft tool out there on FHFhockey.com. Use it. He has put a ton of time into it, and if you need help figuring it out, you can at the tutorial. You might have to scroll down a bit, but the tutorial link should still be on the Fantasy Hockey subreddit, or it'll be on our YouTube channel. Let's get into it. So the big stories and the inspiration for making the show happen so fast is Alexander Barkov out 7 to 9 months after his knee just imploded. Just a bad trip and fall in practice, and made even worse by Nico Mikkola kind of fell onto him, and he required surgery. And yeah, he's out. So we'll get to lineup changes and possibly what that could mean, where the value is. But this is why I like drafting so much closer to the start of the season. So hopefully you dodge these things. And then next up, Jamie Benn out with a collapsed lung. That's gotta be scary. Like, just all of a sudden feeling like your breathing capability is just greatly diminished. They're saying they'll reevaluate him in 4 weeks. So hopefully, sounds like he made it through whatever surgery was needed. But it sounds like he wasn't that fantasy relevant to begin with going into the season. Again, we'll get into that. Connor Ingram, we did touch on it in the division preview. He was put on waivers. He did clear, so now he'll be reporting to the minors. Kind of a bad sign if no one wanted him for free. Although this could also mean that he's cleared waivers. They could kind of mutually part ways, and then he can sign like a more beneficial deal somewhere else. So we'll see. But best of luck to him. Like, I know it's his whole career has just sort of been rough. So first up, alphabetically, Anaheim. So big thing to happen today. Mason McTavish signed a $6 by $7 million contract. He has missed a significant amount of camp, so this could affect his ability to get going. And then looks like TJ made note of no for Toronto on power play 1 at the moment. So right now, the most recent even strength lines. So we got Kreider, Carlson, Terry, and then Gauthier, Granlund, and Killorn. So I don't know, Jay. Do you think McTavish coming back is enough to bump any of those guys down to line 3? Like,
Oh man, Alan, we zoomed through a bit. I was honestly still digesting that Barkov setup like for a while.
No. We will. No, we're gonna. We're gonna try to keep this like an hour, but I'm sure we will spend like 20-30 minutes just on
For sure.
how this affects Florida season.
My big one is just like that man, Nico Mikkola. Like he probably feels like absolutely shot and gutted that he took out his own captain, and then at the same time, like I wonder if there's even more. I guess like what do you call it? Like not gross and tainted feeling, but it's like when the Edmonton Oilers money comes into the bank account, like how does he feel? Like, about job done accomplished, like they must be the biggest winners out of that situation.
So you're saying sleeper agent Mikkola.
Sleeper agent Oilers money, Nico Mikkola. The other guys that might benefit heavily from this, and I know we'll tackle this later on, Alan, but I mean, I think both our teams might come out much, much stronger from this unfortunate circumstance. Would you not think?
Oh yeah, division rankings. Yes. Yeah. But no. We will make plenty of time for Florida. So
for sure.
I'm talking
all right,
Ducks.
Let's head back to the Ducks for now. Yeah, I think
Mason McTavish comes back. He signed that contract today. Where in the line? Like he's got to be top 6. You think? Who do we think gets bumped out of that top 6?
I mean, man, like my first look is if he's the centerman, it's either Carlson or Granlund that shifts over and gives him I guess vacates the space for him, right? Is he the top line guy? I mean, Carlson and McTavish, you'd reasonably both think that they could make that. I'm trying to remember if it's a second year, third year jump, right? But both Carlson and McTavish are in that pool. I don't know if I'm sold on Granlund, like stapled to that second line no matter what, as they rotate in and out of top line guys. So I'd moved Granlund down. What about you?
So if I'm Quenneville, I'm trying to find a time machine to change some decisions I made. But in sands of time machine, what I would do is bump Killorn and move Granlund to the wing. And now you have line 2 of Gauthier, Granlund, McTavish.
Oh, holy smokes. Actually, Alan, what do you think about Ferguson's comment on Verhaeghe?
At this point in Killorn's career, like I freaking don't trust him at all. Verhaeghe picked goated now that Barkov is out. I don't know. I mean, I would be more concerned for Reinhardt's play. But we can discuss that in more detail when we get there.
Let's roll down.
Florida is pretty high up in the alphabet. We will get there quickly.
All right. Aside from that, Anaheim, just generally in terms of fantasy redrafts, I want to say that team is difficult to clamp down. Alan, our main one, we always say is we got 16 guys in most leagues on one roster, meaning if you're in a 10-teamer, that's 160, meaning if you're in a 12-teamer, that's 196 players. The sucky part with Anaheim is with 32 teams, I'd say you'd reasonably at most, even last season and the season prior, you have 3 guys, generally speaking, maybe a couple seasons when Gibson or was it Dostal? Alan was that guy. Like aside from that, you don't have any of those guys that are so hard stapled to your roster because of their value. And I would hesitate past like anyone on power play 1. Maybe I wouldn't even say they're full power play 1 that needs to be stapled into your lineup week in, week out over your roster. That's where I stand. But what about you?
I don't know. I think especially with the coaching change, and now I'm looking at it like if you move Killorn down that third line, you have a third line of Vetrano, Strome, Killorn. This roster is actually decently deep now. Like this, I don't know. I can say anything because it's preseason and just be like, well, we didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, this could be a bubble team. That's not a terrible top 6, and so your third line's not bad at all. And then now we got on power play 1, we got Kreider, Carlson, Terry, Granlund, Lacombe. That's a reasonably good power play unit. Like, yeah, I don't
disagree.
This team might surprise us. We might get more than like one or two guys that make more than 60 points.
I objectively don't disagree with you. I would say on my angle, I think their ceiling is probably a bubble team though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They're not winning the division. They're a wild card team at best. Like I think they'll be more interesting than we think. Moving on to Boston. This team's not really surprising here. Even strength, we got Morgan Geeky, not Connor, Morgan, Lindholm, Pasta, Blumel, Zaka, Arvidsson, Jeannot, Middlestat, Poitras, which Middlestat, third line, perfect spot for him. Power play, no surprises, McAvoy, Geeky, Lindholm, Pasta, Zaka. There's no surprises here to me, Jay. I don't know.
Yeah, probably Boston falls. Like Boston had that weird season a couple years back where they were like so
Massively
far ahead. Well, they were so far ahead of everyone, and yet you still had It wasn't Lindholm at that time. Who was their center? That was like when.
Oh, was Bergeron still there?
He was, but Bergeron obviously was locked up on every squad. But like, who was the guy after Bergeron that like great? Yeah, still was floating in leagues everywhere and like pickable on wires and also droppable immediately after they had
he was your stream for the week if Boston had a good schedule.
Boston somehow was the best team in the league and also had like so many accessible guys on the wire. And I think with them being far worse from last season too, I kind of see Boston as a repeat of Anaheim in a similar way. Like I'm looking Pasta.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be at the bottom. They shouldn't have been at the bottom last season. They fucking imploded, man. Like but no, I don't. They probably will be in the mushy middle. This
McAvoy is probably huge value, right? Like, did anyone check? I didn't check his ADP this season. But let me
I feel
see.
like he went pretty late in our.
I think so too.
Tier.
I feel like the huge one to star probably on this team would be McAvoy for value. Let me check. Yeah. So McAvoy is. Oh, never mind. ADP 101.
That's so still pretty probably good for power play one defenseman.
10th rounder
on the unit with the freaking top 5 like right winger.
For sure. Yeah. So McAvoy probably at 101 is crazy good value. But Alan, would you take him at 80 or 90? You know what I mean? I don't know. No. Like probably not. Yeah.
I don't think his depending on your scoring, I don't think his peripherals are good enough.
He's also coming off like last season. Didn't they have that cut on his leg or something that got infected? Like that.
Was that him? I think that might have been him.
I think that was him. I think that was part of the reason why Boston fell down so hard as well. I don't think they were as far out of the playoffs, but then obviously with his injury, with the trading away of Marchand, like their team just imploded. But yeah, like looking at their team right now, I don't think like Pasta's going to be the offensive route. And then McAvoy depends if he can have like a massive, like imagine if he has like a 40, 45, 50 point season, like that could be a Boston team that surprises. But aside from that, where else are our breakouts? Like everyone's been talking about Lindholm.
I think Lindholm's good value. Geeky, I mean, if he holds that line 1 power play spot, he probably goes undrafted in a lot of leagues. Depending on how deep your league is, though, do you reach for him or not? I would say he's widely available. Probably
I am not
someone you can pick up and drop repeatedly.
I am not so excited on the Arvidsson, though, honestly. Alan, no. Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. Buffalo here. It sounds like UPL will be ready for the season. I think he skated either today or within the last couple of days. Sounds like he had just a lower body injury that kind of flared up at the end of the summer. Sounds like he'll be fine. So Georgiev, who they signed within the last couple of weeks, can go back to just the fantasy phantom zone. We don't care about him. I think UPL and Alex Lyon will be enough there. Even strength lines, it looks like Josh Norris, your line 1 center, with around Thompson and Benson. I like that. Top power play unit, Norris, Tuck, Thompson, Zucker, Dahlin. No surprises there to me, Jay.
Yeah, I'm going to say like that Norris trade from last season, I think still kind of hits like strongly. Oh my goodness. Cause this
it'll be interesting. I don't know, because that second line just doesn't really, I don't know. And then third and fourth lines, I'm like, who are those guys? I guess they're NHL players.
The third line was a little surprising for sure. I do wonder a bit, right? Because I want to say Thompson before, his huge value was that he was the centerman that had winger
Ring
eligibility,
So
right?
if you have face-offs, that was great value. But
Huge.
yeah, it looks like they're giving up on the because I actually don't think I see him in this lineup. But they had there was someone else that was taking line one center that was
Right.
kind of worth pickups on good weeks. I forget his name.
I forget his name
But
too.
yeah,
Gonna...
it seems like they're committed to having Thompson or Tage play wing, which is fine. It's fine.
Who in the world were we thinking of, Alan? It wasn't Krebs, Benson, no, none of those guys.
No, I don't.
Mallenstein.
None of these names down the lineup look familiar.
Yeah, I was like, who in the world
We'll
was
find
that?
out though if Norris gets inevitably injured.
For sure. This team is definitely still, for any folks that forgot about Buffalo, unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's mostly Bills season at this point. The Sabres are, yeah, they're still a team. New York does have other teams outside of the Long Island, Manhattan area. But I guess Buffalo is basically a two-headed monster, right? Like they will live and die by Thompson and by Dahlin, basically. That's their setup.
No, again, I don't feel like there are a lot of surprises here. So going on in Calgary, looks like Perek was getting power play 1 reps in games where Uyghur and Anderson weren't in there. Looks like he got power play 2 with Anderson while Uyghur was for top unit. Calgary's been doing a lot of split squad style practice games, so lines are kind of hard to see. But what we're seeing so far is line 1 with Kadri, Sharangovich, and Farabee. Line 2, Frost, Huberdeau, Coronado. And then it gets pretty shallow pretty quick, but that's fine. I think Blake Coleman is a third line dude. That's where he should be. Mikhail Backlund, third line. Connor Zary, our fourth line there. And we don't have any power play units. I think this is a team we're probably not going to see. Well, I think once all the pieces play out, we're not going to get any surprises here. I feel like the guys that are line 1 or top 6 or power play 1, they're going to be the guys we already know about.
I was hearing about like all those folks that were excited about, like all the fantasy dynasty keeper leagues. I think the folks that were super excited about or thought would break out was Coronado and Zary. But I think the main supporters for those were eye tests as opposed to anything like factual on time on ice or breakouts or whatnot. Zary, I think, is going to have a tougher sell on me with him,
especially from that fourth line.
Yeah. But Coronado, maybe.
Carolina, this one, it's just. I mean, we have observations, but who knows what it's going to be once skates hit the ice. But it looks like the top line that stayed together pretty consistently is Aho, Ehlers, Jarvis. But we've also seen things like line 2 Svetch with St. Coven and Hall, line 3 Svetch with Stahl and Martinuk. So who knows how that's going to be. Like power play 1 though will probably be pretty consistent, and I agree. We got Ghost Bear at least for now. Wouldn't surprise me if Nickerson kind of takes over at some point, like he's heir apparent. And then Aho, Ehlers, Jarvis, Svetch. No surprises there.
Suzuki, is that Nick Suzuki's younger brother?
Possibly. I know they made a big deal with the Capitals. It was like 2 Strome brothers like on the same lineup. Woo.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Oh,
Ghost is probably good value, right? Like dudes.
Yeah.
In terms of,
I mean, probably better for points leagues than anything where those peripherals would have been like very valuable to you.
120.
Because it's like he either gets you some points or nothing.
Well, the thing with Ghost that was curious to me is like I think the story goes that Cale Makar said his idol growing up was Shane Ghost Despair, and I was like, oh, that's
ouch.
It must be interesting, I guess.
He must have watched like his freshman season with Philly and then just
he just took off. But he's exactly that kind of player. If you want to envision like. Cale Makar probably can do so much on the ice offensively. Cale Makar is not the biggest defenseman ever. He's just so skilled on the puck. Which other player am I thinking about? What's the guy on? Oh my goodness, the guy on Vancouver, Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes. Yeah, exactly. Same guy. He can like take himself out of dangerous situations, and I guess Ghost kind of does that. Alan, you know what I mean? Like he kind of is able to play his way out of trouble and.
I mean, I don't think he's as good at it as maybe he used to be.
That's true.
It
That's
seems
true.
like again after that freshman season in Philly, he just fell off hard.
For sure. And he
uh,
doesn't, he's more of a possession guy, right? Which also explains
yeah,
those peripherals that are useful to us in fantasy. But anywho, Ghost at 127 ADP, great value.
yeah. Chicago. Actually, this was surprising to me. Top line of Donato, Bedard, Burakovsky. I'm not sure that sticks. I feel like that's maybe something we do to start the season. The guy's been washed for a while. Like I remember he was in Colorado for a minute. Couldn't hack it there with all that talent around him. Like just I don't know. I don't think that sticks. I am kind of surprised that they gave him a shot up there. But I guess it's more give Bedard someone more experience to play with. But power play one. I know this is kind of a question mark we had in the division previews, but it looks like with the departure of Seth Jones, Renzel is the quarterback at least out of camp in preseason.
And I was gonna say, who's the Nazar guy that's also getting
Frank
power play
Nazar.
one? Yeah, Frank Nazar getting power play one.
I think he was. I think he might have been taking the same draft as Bedard.
It kind of looks interesting, right? Like that. I don't have the odds on me right in front, but I remember I was super surprised when we did that record, and what was it? St. Louis had one of the guys that was fifth on the odds and whatnot. Like, where's Nazar
for
for the Calder?
Oh my God, the Calder. Yeah, I know. I don't think this is Nazar's rookie season.
Unfortunately, yeah.
This is like his second, third. I think.
Right.
No, like I said, I think he was from the same draft as Bedard.
For sure, no eligibility, but that actually to some degree I think is like super valuable as well for Bedard, because I didn't objectively too. I think what was sucky is people complained about his production, and then also at the same time, if you're giving him like a complete rotating cast of characters,
I don't know who really genuinely thought that Bedard was going to really be above 60 points in his rookie season.
He's building chemistry. He builds chemistry for 5 games and then he shifts with new line mates.
Yeah.
Like what do we really expect him to do?
So I don't, not high expectations on Chicago, but definitely a team to stream from on weeks they have good schedules. So moving on to Colorado, Blackwood is progressing, but they're not sure if he'll be ready for the season opener. I think we talked about Wedgwood. Yeah, Wedgwood.
Would that
they have the Woods?
Yeah, yes, they do. Would you say Blackwood's draft then like should reasonably?
No, I don't think, because it doesn't sound like it's anything that's going to keep him out longer term. Yeah. So I think I took him at the end of the 5th round, like 11th pick of the 5th round, and I'm happy with that, because I feel like once he comes back, like he'll be, well, he might stumble out of the gate a little bit, not getting camp and everything, but yeah, I'm not worried about that team and him as a goalie.
If you got him at the end of the 5th, Alan, that's crazy, because his ADP is 28 right now. That is crazy value.
Is that Yahoo?
Yeah, it is Yahoo.
Yeah, friggin' Yahoo, man. Give me the Fantrax ADP. But even strength lines, what we have here, I don't know. I've seen it change, and interesting enough. So keep in mind, this is with some of these guys not playing in the preseason game tonight, but they are running a top line tonight of Olofsson, Lehkonen, McKinnon. But it looks like Necas isn't in this game, and there were like a few other guys not playing in tonight's game. So don't read too much into that. But Olofsson, I think is a person of interest in the season. But yeah, I think most of the lines I've seen, like right here, I have Nichushkin, McKinnon, Necas, Landeskog, Nelson, Lehkonen. I've seen Lehkonen and Nichushkin flipped,
which I would say is surprising. No, Alan?
It depends. I mean, it's camp, so all these things are in flux. They could just be, especially because you're adding Nelson and Landeskog, really, like they're both their first full seasons in a long time. If Landeskog, first full season, Nelson since the trade.
For sure. I would say Nelson surprises me a bit. I would have expected Landeskog or Lehkonen to have taken those slots.
Yeah, this power play one. We have McKinnon, Nelson, Necas, Makar, Nichushkin. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we got Nelson in there, but I wonder if he like we had Middlestat in that power play one, and we were like, "What's
Yeah.
he doing there?" Like you could do, you could put other guys. So I wonder if Nelson's more take the face off.
Yeah, I was wondering. Like he maybe even if he's not the main face-off guy, or if he is the face-off guy, at least he'd be the secondary
Or
if
yeah,
McKinnon
like
got kicked
McKinnon
out.
takes it, yeah, gets kicked out, put Brock Nelson in there.
Or not
So yeah,
necessarily.
I mean, Brock Nelson could be some sneaky value. I know I ended up picking him up in a 5-hole listener league there.
One might almost think you're a fan of the Avs there, Alan.
No, never. Yeah. So moving on, Columbus. Yeah, this was another team that was kind of hard to find, but I feel like there's not a lot of surprises. Looks like they did just acquire Ivan Fedotov from Philly. So it looks like the plan is, and he has already cleared waivers. He's in the AHL. Looks like the plan is for him to be the number one goalie for the Cleveland Monsters, their AHL affiliate. So it looks like our tandem is Elvis and Jet Greaves to start. I am one of those kind of manifesting that Elvis is not great, and they're going to have to lean quite a bit on Jet Greaves if they want to have any shot at making the playoffs. And then, yeah, the other big storyline out of here is they still have Chinkov, despite him kind of asking for a trade request. But then he says like the typical politique double speak there, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm open to staying. I love the city. I love the fans, and me and Dean Evison, we're cool. We understand each other." Like, okay, that's why you're now on the third line. But it looks like our top six is Voronkov, Monahan, Marchenko, Jenner, Fantilli, Ken Johnson. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty nice top six from what they've had in the past.
See, the main one is Alan. I think again, you said it. It's the preseason. Now we could say anything. We're all correct, right? Schrodinger's cat. We are all correct. But then I think at the same time, like Columbus, when you see this team, like I genuinely think this could be the new page. Last season there was a lot of upheaval. Last season as well, I would say it almost seems like a repeat. Like what's that movie, Alan? That's just like the same thing repeats over and over.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, yeah. But come on. Anyone tells me the story of Groundhog Day where Elvis and what's the other guy? Jenner, like, they are injured, they play out amazingly, are hot for a bit, and then, long-term injury, and oh no, what could have been? Like, I feel like that's been how many seasons in a row now? Jet Greaves, though, end of the season when he was rolling through, what was it, like 5 games or 6 games in a row? It was like a
very small sample size, but like
100%.
He kept them in the playoff until like the 11th hour.
For sure. And what was the other one too, where they had injuries, I think, to Monahan for a while, and then we were saying like Monahan-assance for real, but also at the same time, what was it, Fantilikov? I think that was the joke.
Because then Fantilli was moved up to line one. So yeah, it's
give them a full
Monahan's
season.
Honorary Russian.
give a full season to these youngsters, and I was like, I have every reason to believe that the Columbus Blue Jackets could seriously do some damage as well in a pretty. Let's be like a little meaner here. Like I don't think the Metro has been the roughest and toughest.
Not the Thunderdome anymore.
No,
like they used to be.
So Columbus I could definitely see an angle where this team actually takes the next step over the summer and rolls through. And if that's the case,
I still think the Atlantic takes both wild cards, but Columbus could definitely do some damage in their own division.
We said 11th hour. Didn't Columbus like literally bounce out on the last night from being one
it was
in
like
each wild card?
1 or 2 games
for sure.
I forget who was it.
It was Montreal, was it? I think that got the other.
Yeah, there was Montreal. They got
Montreal got the other wild card spot.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, like looking at this value, I would say like Marchenko and Voronkov, like almost like the chariot wings, so to speak, right, for Monahan. Jenner, it felt a little strange seeing Jenner on the second line, but I think at the same time, this could almost be like a 1A, 1B line setup, right? If Fantilli continues playing as heavy as he does with the captain on them. Yeah, for sure. So who knows? I like this team. I would say definitely they have guys here that you could pick up as streamers and carry as keepers.
But I need their tickets to stay cheap so that I can go to games. Moving on to Dallas. And I fucking let myself fall for it. I bought into the Harley hype going in this preseason because I picked him up on waivers for nothing last year after moving away from Heiskanen. And I liked what he did for me, but it looks like I think he's the coach. Glenn Gullitson said he likes to mix things up on the power play and that he sees using both Thomas Harley and Miro Heiskanen on that top unit. So those of us who might have taken Thomas Harley at his ADP, maybe we may kick ourselves. Who knows? It's preseason, so we can still hope that we got him at value at least.
Sure.
And then yeah, they got some injuries there. Like I said at the top of the show, Jamie Benn out with the collapsed lung. I feel like there's at least one other injury that sort of made them really shallow really fast. Looks like they've been kind of mix it in their top six. They've been kind of rotating Sam Steele and Robertson and Robo with Hinson Rantanen, and then Wyatt Johnston and Bork. Yeah. But I don't know if I call this their third line though, with back Duchesne and Sagan. But yeah, and then even kind of more surprising for me was I assumed Ben would still be a fixture on Power Play 1. It looks like Power Play 1 is Harley, Hintz, Johnston, Rantanen, and Robertson.
Yeah, I'd have to read up more on that collapsed lung thing, Alan. I was like, what are there any long-term implications to a collapsed lung? You know what I mean? Like that sounds
I assume you have to reinflate it, but then like if it was like punctured and you had to like sew it, could the stitches come?
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know. That sounds scary though.
It sounds like horrific. It was one of those things I Googled later. I was like, what happens to those collapsed lungs? You know, like and how does it trigger? And like, are there any long-term ramifications, effects? I'd assume the other part is like, well, I don't know, Alan, like humans are so amazing. They were saying there are folks that have one lung and still run marathons. So I'm like, I don't know how like the folks end up.
Although, I mean, there are professionals who go to a lot of school and get paid a lot of money to understand those things, and we are just pundits.
True.
Fantasy hockey podcast. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting with a new coach and everything. It's hard. It's hard to really predict like how this is going to pan out. But you gotta some of these things. I feel like they got to be obvious, right? Like Rantanen is going to get like a shit ton of minutes. Like I forget what the stat was during the playoffs. It was like I don't know, like their first 16 or 18 goals or whatever. Rantanen was a factor of like pretty much all but one or two of them. Like he's going to be a huge factor in their offense. Like I don't feel like his position is.
Was it basically when he was like, I remembered that I'm facing the Avs and I need to turn it up? And
it's like, yeah, chip on his shoulder.
Well, the one that was mentioned as well before was that Dallas has always been a fantasy complaint, specifically that their top 6 extends almost to a top 9 and the scoring's very balanced. And then when you're up 4-0 halfway through the second, like why is Robo going to go ham for the third? Like he's, and you're keeping him fresh, rotating lines, chipping 10 seconds off the clock. Alan, looking at this one, I know we gave some credit
because they've gotten real shallow real fast.
That's what I was saying. So I'm like, at the same time, we've given some credit to their third line, but this also might be like buy low on that Robo, like Johnston, like hype train. They might have way more to do this season, and that might be good for us in fantasy.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they said they'll reevaluate Ben in 4 weeks, but that doesn't mean he's going to,
collapse
all right,
lung.
Skate up or like lace up your skates and get out there, man.
Take your time, relax, let the youngins out there, let them go hog wild. We're good for it. I am going to check. I am going to check one last thing, which is like Robo's ADP. 34. So he's a third rounder, Alan.
I'd say that's probably about appropriate value. Like I still like, I know he got that bad. Was it last season or he got the bad start because he had something up with his leg.
It was last season.
I think missed camp. So it like there was a window where you could have bought low on him. I don't know if he's like a 100-point guy. Like, could he be with Rantanen? I don't know. I just I think his peak was that 100-point season or whatever, where then everyone proceeded to overvalue him.
I'm going to say at the same time, I think 34 is one of those where I think is pretty decent value. Rantanen at 10 is the one where I kind of go, ooh, like could be amazing, right? At the same time, the previous seasons he was playing together with Makar and McKinnon, right? Different offensive talents. But I would say Johnston, he's getting taken at 66. Holy smokes, that is crazy value, I think.
I don't know. I'd have to see who's going around him to see if I would. I don't know. I feel like he's one of those guys. I'm not familiar enough to say he's like what
He
quality
was
he is.
he was ranked 300 at one point in the season last
Yeah.
season. I will say, yes, that's true.
Yeah. So moving on to Detroit here. TJ's notes. It looks like this Emmett Finney kid is getting a lot of looks on line one with Raymond and Larkin. So he's 20. He was a 2023 7th round, 201st. Like, are you even drafted at that point? But he had a 5 points in 10 AHL games last year, and then 84 points in 55 games with the Kamloops Blazers in the WHL. He scored the game-winning goal versus Chicago. I'm wondering if that's a preseason game. TJ's not here to ask. But he'll likely be with Grand Rapids kind of start of the season. So that top right wing is kind of up in the air. But right now, it's a lot of the lines they've been rolling is Raymond, Larkin, Finney, and then it seems like that DeBrincat, Casper, Kane is stuck together for most of preseason. I don't think that really goes anywhere. I don't see anyone that could really run with this top line right wing spot. Jay, I don't know. I can't remember if there's someone we're missing that's typically there and that's injured at the moment.
Man, Alan, like I know he did some amazing work down in Tampa years back, but holy smokes, Eisenman, like God, this team is just constantly sitting in that middle.
Yeah, the Iser plan
zone.
is
because their best player is so good. Like Larkin, honestly, he's what, point per game player. Like I think he's played, is it 4 or 5 playoff games in his entire life? You know what I mean? Like this team, you would reasonably have expected to have done more damage. But I'm looking here for fantasy value specifically, and I'm going, I think you want Larkin for sure. That guy is probably like your 60th. I want to say like
you're gonna have to pay value. You're gonna have to pay value for Larkin though.
Possibly, yeah. But
I mean Raymond.
Right. But I was like, aside from that, I'm looking like across, and I'm going the cat, right? DeBrincat, like he gets taken, and then Kane,
I think he gets taken exactly where appropriate value,
where he's properly valued.
I think Patrick Kane is the value play if you're looking for one.
Yeah, I guess so. He has not aged the same way that Crosby and Ovi have aged, let's just say. And what was Kane's total last season? I'm just even going to check. Like Kane, are we seeing? Are we going to see that resurgence? Like in the next?
I want to say he didn't even break 60 points last season. I'd be shocked if he broke 60.
I feel like I'm clicking it and it's loaded and it says last season he got 59. You're right, he did get 60, exactly one short, and that's together with him playing how much? 18 minutes of time on ice. He's getting that top line and power play deployment. Frig, man, like. I think
maybe this Finney kid stays. I don't know.
Main value, I think, is maybe still Mo Seider, right? In the back, eating up and vacuuming all those.
I feel
blocks.
like Seider, you're gonna pay value for Seider, especially in bangers.
Yeah, that's true. Aside from that, I don't even know like what's the goalie situation, Alan. You know what I mean? Like I don't even. I'm trying to find out.
Gibson and oh my gosh, what's Talbot? Yeah.
Oh, frig. Actually, I guess if Gibson does it,
they have a respectable tandem this season. I don't know. The only forward it looks like they have out is JBR. So I don't think he's a top line right wing guy at this point in his career.
I think this team could surprise Alan. No. Let's move
on. So move on to a much more exciting team. We are almost there, guys. We're almost there. Edmonton. So Zach Hyman out till early November. So for right now on the top power play, it looks like Tomasek is taking his net front spot. So your top line power play is Bouchard, McDavid, Dry, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. No surprises there. And Tomasek, I don't know his first name. But these even strength lines, right now, it looks like they think they're going to stack McDavid and Draisaitl. That's been done before. I've seen this one before. They'll do it for a bit and then be like, oh yeah, we should spread everything out. Cool. But yeah, McDavid, Dry, and Trent Frederick probably deserves. They paid him an absurd amount of money. And then second line is Howard, that top prospect from Tampa that got traded over to Edmonton. Ryan Nugent Hopkins and Mangiapane. It's respectable. Yeah. And then Tomasek, Henrique, Savoy on your third line there.
It says it's David Tomasek, supposedly, but
Okay.
yeah, like
Dave. Yeah.
Dave Tomasek. Yeah.
Dave.
The guys here, there's always value in Edmonton just because of those two massive black holes in the front, right? That can attract so much attention, open up spaces. I think in some way that's probably how we could reasonably say Hyman broke out in the same way, right? Like given and afforded that extra space with the extra grit.
I mean, Hyman came out of Toronto where he put up some respect. Like he was a respectable talent there.
Sure.
And came to Edmonton. Yeah, I don't know about going hog wild trying to chase down the third wheels for like.
Well, I was just saying the other guy was what? Like the guy that was in St. Louis. Who was the guy that they poached?
Holloway.
Yeah, Holloway. Like that. I mean, I don't know how many guys you can like recreate in those molds, but Frederick, I don't know. I just wouldn't. Yeah,
that contract is weird. I don't see that sticking. But yeah, I would say right now, like Tomasek, probably. I want to say target him in your drafts or anything, but like maybe with a last pick or like, oh hey, you're like half your roster is in IR right now.
Pick him up.
Chance on that guy.
See what happens.
And then now, yes, the piece, the resistance, whatever. The moment everyone's been waiting for, Florida. Yes, so Barkov's out 7 to 9 months. This really sucks. Like, it's shitty for Florida, but it's shitty for him as someone who was really hoping to represent his country of Finland. And now we also have Matty Tkachuk that's also out for till what? I thought it's so TJ put December ? I thought it was after the Olympics.
I thought it was January was when they would reassess, is what I heard. But I mean, I think the fact that everyone is saying this indicates just he is out for at least 2-3 months, possibly longer.
This hurts. So yeah, we got two big pieces missing. So yeah, now how does the outlook shift on Reinhart, Seth Jones, Bobrovsky, Bennett, Lundell, either positively or negatively? We haven't seen any power play lines yet. That was something I was kind of trying to look for. But yeah, the earliest even strength lines, they came out, I think, this morning. So right now, our line one, we're looking at Verhaeghe, Bennett, Reinhart. And then second line, they've basically taken their third line that like they just kicked the playoffs ass of Luosterainen, Lundell, and Marchand, and that's now your second line. I was on the hype train of Lundell, line one center. They've done it before. This is his chance. This is gonna be awesome. I honestly, and then you got your third line now of Boquist, Rodriguez, Samoskevich. That's a third line. So yeah, I think this might just be a tick up on time on ice for these guys.
The one with Ferguson's comment now, I think plays hard, right? With the Verhaeghe.
So yes, do we think Verhaeghe? What did he even do last season, man? I feel like he signed that contract and just kind of rode off into the sunset, as a lot of these guys do.
Well, the main one is like Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart. Like it depends how Sam squared ends up rotating out, right? Because at the end of it, those guys were probably the two, and Marchand, I think, also had like a serious shout at a certain point for being the, what's it called? Not the Calder, the Conn Smythe, I guess, from last season. Like they played a really tight playoff picture, and I'm just of the opinion, Alan, like if players were so good to this scale and dynasties were so simple and straightforward, like the wear and tear wouldn't be a factor. But this is what third short off season, right? Like I think this is gonna be a stretch for 82 games for Florida to play the same banging style that they always do.
Yeah.
I don't think
definitely gonna need to, especially someone like Sam Bennett who plays great until he is unavailable.
Right.
But yeah, that was a huge drop off for Verhaeghe last season. 53 points, coming down from 72 the season before in 23-24, and then 73 points in 22-23. But that shooting percentage though, like that's something was up there. Like his shot count was roughly the same, but he only shot at 8.3% last season. Versus his like career of 13.4, and then like his previous 2 seasons were like 13.8, 15.1. So there's already some some progression. I think we decided to call it some progression due. Um, so I don't know. I mean, the 70 points seems like a firm, and then he could be looking at power play one time. Because who
I
else
was
do
gonna.
they have?
I'm also gonna say for another guy too. Like specifically, I'm just checking his ADPs.
You think
147
Lundell?
right.
You think Lundell could get some
Marchand.
power play one? Oh,
Well,
Marchand?
Marchand's the guy
He
where I
would be
was
a good
checking.
choice.
I was mainly thinking Marchand is going to be the guy where you can put him on PP. Like the third line was perfect for him because you could put him on the power play, give him some stuff, but at the same time you could hide his minutes a little, him shelter him against the top opponents.
And he was also coming off of injury, surgery, something like that.
Wasn't it like a double hit or something? It was something.
I hope not. That takes forever to recover from. But no, I feel like that was part of the conditional like second round to first was Marchand had to play so many games in the playoffs.
That does sound about right. Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't. I don't know. This seems like next man up just really makes sense here. And I don't know. I mean, what do we think for Lundell? It's like getting like an extra 2 minutes a night or something at least. But I feel like I do feel like, and I don't know if everyone. It seems like there's a big contingent that agrees with me. Lundell is probably one of, if not the main beneficiary of Barkov being out.
And the other one I want to say too, Alan, is the 2 moments in fantasy where there's like next man up. There's that concept, 100%. But then there's also addition by subtraction. But there's also the one where it's subtraction by subtraction, where it's just there is no opportunity now because the talented pieces have gone away. And even if you get into that power play lineup or power play spot or PP1 or whatever, like what's the other one? The power play quarterback. Like who else is the talent going to bank the puck in now that you've stepped into the role? And I think Florida's sitting there. Their 2 best guys are now going to be watching Florida on the screen. You know what I mean? Like Reinhart will.
Yeah, this three-peat is very
tenuous, I would say.
Now,
right
yeah.
Reinhart is the real X factor in the sense that, truthfully, if Florida is going to break out, I don't think it's going to be from the back, right? I would be surprised. Is it impossible for Sam Miscavige to come in and roll up and destroy? No. But if it's going to be Florida is still sitting atop the Atlantic, crushing, cruising through, it's the top dogs that are going to have to be even bigger alpha wolves. Reinhart, what's his ADP right now?
Oh, you know what? Well, okay, so we're categories in the 5-hole listener league this year. I think he got taken like the end of the first round.
Oh shit, Reinhart? Because he's taking ADP of 22 right now, which I would honestly say if you are banking on Reinhart doing what is needed for Florida to succeed, I think 22 is pretty solid. But
yeah, you might get some really good value at 22. I don't know about 11, 12, but
yeah,
22. If they lean on him a lot, you get some value out of that. But what did he do 100%. Last year? 84 points, 94 points. Well, that was his contract year, 94 points. And we knew he'd regress some, but yeah, 84. I don't know. With how much they might need him, that could be achievable. But for Hagee, I don't know. What's for Hagee's ADP on right now? Do you have it in front of you? I feel like he's going probably
121. Yeah. He's like the last guy taken.
That could be a damn good value pick.
I think so too. Yeah. What's Ferguson? Yeah. Alan and I agree with you. He is.
I don't know about goated. This is not going to be like you drafted Mackenzie Blackwood last season at like 150 and got a goalie that was like top 5 by the end of the year. But yeah, definitely a great pick.
Seth Jones at 91 is also probably worthwhile in the sense that he's probably going to be taking more of those minutes as they go, no?
Yeah.
Seth Jones.
Yeah. You got to think, some of your offense is coming from somewhere. But yeah, I think that's probably enough on Florida there. I don't know. Ready to move on? Let's do it. Okay. So LA, looks like Clark and Doughty sharing power play too, and they're running a 5 forward power play 1. I hope that doesn't stick. Those are yucky. But yeah, the big news story was announced, I think, within the last month. Anze Kopitar, this is his last season. He's retiring. So does Quentin Byfield. This is his moment. If he's gonna take over, this is his time.
This is like another Groundhog Day episode, Alan, where it's like I've seen this.
This is Byfield's season. He's gonna break it. No.
and
for he's someone I just stay away from.
And for the longest time, it's always the same guy too, like Kopitar standing in his way. What's the other one? Doughty does the same thing. Clark, like it's him, like he's coming through it. Frank,
yeah. So and I think Kempe's contract is still in limbo. I don't think he's signed anything yet.
Fiala, second half season. Fiala, I think last season he was almost doing like what was it? First half.
Man, I think I remember this was a mailbag question. I did the math on it, and it didn't really seem like second half actually was a thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, and you know what? I think TJ actually ran the numbers. Like there was math done to show which players were actually second half performers.
And he didn't pop up. It was just a meme.
No, I don't think. Well, maybe he did, but he was like one of the weaker ones. I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was a huge step up in the first half versus second half. But even strength, yeah, it looks like they really like Kuzmenko running with Kopitar. So it seems like that might stick with Kempe. And then I don't know. I think this is like a top 9 team. But we have second line of Fiala.
Kemper is the guy to not forget about, I would say, right? As well.
Kempe? Well, Kempe gets taken pretty high.
Oh no, I meant Kemper. Kemper as in the crease. Like, do you remember?
Oh, Darcy Kemper. Yeah. I think he goes pretty late. People forget about him, but no, the way. Well, I don't know. They made a coaching change last season. I don't know how their defense is going to be, but historically they've sheltered their goalies really well.
Oh shoot, I might walk that one back a bit, Alan. His ADP is 53. I feel like that seems high for what
Darcy Kemper.
Yeah, I would. Walk that back
again,
a little.
Yahoo really overvalues goalies, so I would not use Yahoo's ADP to properly value goalies. Yeah, second line Fiala, Byfield, Laferriere. Third line Fogle, Deneau, Moore. And then power play 1, that 5 forward, we got Kuzmenko, Kopitar, Byfield, Fiala, Kempe. Not really sure who's the quarterback there. I know it's not Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko's kind of the your tip in, your redirect guy. I don't know who takes point there or quarterback. But we'll find out. I don't see them.
Why does it look like a 5 forward run, Alan? Oh god, because it is a 5 forward.
It is. It's a 5 forward power play.
Oh god.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Toronto did it for a significant portion of last season. We'll get into that. But I don't know.
I am much. Anyways,
again, it's that line from Arrested Development. Like everyone deludes themselves into thinking it's going to work for them, but it just might work for us. Moving on to Minnesota, Zuccarello's out right now. I forget what he was out with. And then apparently, breaking news, I found out earlier today, apparently Kaprizov is an eye infection.
What?
That was
oh jeez.
It's a typo, obviously, but no, it was funny in the tweet. It's like, yeah, Kaprizov is an eye infection. He is currently on antibiotics. But yeah, it looks like top line right now, Zook out, Kaprizov, Rossi, Boldy. And then the middle 6 is kind of murky. But right now, yeah, it looks like with Zuccarello out, like Vladimir Tarasenko, power play 1.
The number one comment on Reddit going, someone put a $1.7 million contract in front of this man immediately is amazing. Since he obviously missed the decimal by 1 and sign anyway. Oh my god.
But yeah, and it also looks like, sorry, all of you. Well, you know what? It's too early to tell, but as of right now, anyway, for all of you who drafted Brock Faber, hopefully you didn't get him too high, but it looks like Zeev Boyum is quarterbacking power play 1 currently, at least in preseason. Who knows if that sticks, but that's what's going on right now.
What's Gus going at? Gus is going at 51. I
I
guess
was gonna
that's
say, yeah,
that's kind
that's
of an average one because I would say Kemper and Gus of the two.
I
Frig,
think it
I
may
guess I think
could
it'd
be
be Gus.
Gus.
No, it'd be Gus. Yeah, it would be Gus with the volume. Yeah, so I guess that does make sense. That tracks.
Gus to the volume, and then we know Minnesota. I don't feel like we take Minnesota because they're flashy scorers. We take them because they're a very defensive minded team.
100%.
Yeah, Montreal be an exciting team to watch this year. Montreal, Bolduc is getting some looks on power play 1. So that unit would be Caulfield, Hudson, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky. So it looks like power play 2, that would put Demidov, Line, and Dobson on there with Gallagher and Doc. I know I didn't put this in the notes. This has to be TJ. So Big Dick Dobson, Demidov, and Line on power play 2. Did we see more of a split toward power play, split toward 2 equal units? They got it, man. I don't think that's Martin St. Louis style, but they got the power. Why not? I don't feel like split power plays do too well. I don't know. I haven't seen the math on it, but
I mean, it's pretty funny that
fantasy.
It's pretty funny that TJ said that because I literally just see Noah Dobson out day to day with a groin injury of all things. So the timing is impeccable.
Over it and practice.
The timing's impeccable, but my goodness, like I didn't realize just how deep the Montreal D was going. Like who do they have at the moment? They got Dobson, Hudson, and who's it? Matheson still? Like
yeah, they're going to be fun.
This team is actually going to get some looks and everything this coming season.
Take notes, Detroit. This is how you do it.
This is how you develop. They even had to trade away goalies because they got so many guys coming up the crease. Like Montreal's doing something
surprised. Was it Dobas they traded away, or was it?
I think it was. It was.
They did trade someone to Carolina for like.
It was Primo, Dobas.
There we go. There we go. I think it was
so many.
Yeah,
so many. I did want to double check Alan if we on the time if we wanted to.
Yeah. No, man. Let's just roll through. I think Florida was like the biggest time hog here.
Yeah. So I guess the next one was what? So the next one was Nashville, and so Nashville. What we're seeing so far, there's There's Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Marchessault on the top line, Stamkos, Haula, Evangelista on the second.
Remember, we got Evangelista holding out for contract right now, so he's not skating.
For sure.
I think because he's a UF or RFA. Yeah.
Right. And then Bunting, Svechkov, and Wood in the third line. And then Smith, McCarron, Leroux in, I guess, rounding out the fourth line. And that power play's probably no surprises, right? Stamkos.
It's actually not the worst power play, top power play. I mean,
Stamkos, Svechkov, Marchessault, Yossi, Forsberg. But there's a star beside Ryan O'Reilly. So I think Svechkov and Ryan O'Reilly
they were probably rotating in
and out. And the second one is Bunting, Martin, Wood, Shea, and
Brady
Shea, and Kamel. Alan, come on. I have never heard of anyone on that second line and everyone on the first line. This is, I hope it's like an 80-20 split.
Unless, no, that's not Miles. I don't think that's Miles Wood.
Oh, God, is that Miles Wood?
I don't think so. I thought he went to Columbus in the Coyle trade. But yeah, apparently the coach has come out and said not coach. It was Trotz, Barry Trotz has come out and said he's not concerned. I think it was Trotz came out and said he's not concerned at all about Yossi's condition. Everything is fine. There is no Warren Bossing say. Move on because I don't really think there's much here in Nashville to talk about.
Yossi is the one where I would say Yossi and oh my goodness,
so maybe if you got Yossi, because people hit the snooze button on him.
I think Yossi and Saros are crazy value. I'm gonna check Saros's value. Saros
zero hope. When you took Saros in the listener league, I'm like, good on you.
Alan,
someone had to. Glad it wasn't me.
He's 101. Oh,
he's a good goalie, but that team in front of him is yuck.
It is one of those things where they were a playoff team 2 seasons ago, and everyone on their team has gone a year older. So if their team could have taken advantage of the rest, the value is there in terms of a proposition. But let's move on, Alan. You're right. Let's move on.
So Jersey, we got Stefan Nason is out at the moment. Looks like Dawson Mercer gets power play one over Timo Meyer. Poor
Holy
Timo
moly.
Meyer.
Just
But
nothing.
apparently
Nothing
Keith
going.
was kind of shuffling Mercer and Meyer. Who knows? Likely no preseason action for Nason, but he's progressing. Still no contract for Luke Hughes, but I don't think they're up against the gun on this one. Like he has this year.
I mean, he wants to play with all his brothers, right? That's
Yeah,
like,
assemble them like Infinity
Infinity
Stones.
Stones.
But even strength lines, I think this was like actually this was from like a couple weeks ago, but Keith said it sounds like Keith indicated that this is like opening night roster. So we got Dadnov, Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, and then Meyer, Heischer, Mercer, Palat, Glass Brown, power play one, Hamilton, at least for now, until he gets traded. Possibly.
Or what's the phrase we said for Hueism? No, nepotism. What's the phrase we use
he's
for
the Nepo baby. Yeah.
Nepo baby? Yeah, Nepo baby Hughes. Oh, I love it.
But yeah, I don't think really any surprises there. Dadnov line one is kind of weird, but I don't think that sticks.
I'm just here to say for all those fantasy fans, fantasy hockey fans out there, I know us fellow Meyer holders from the Sharks days. It's like seeing a declawed kitten at this point, right? It's brutal to see it. Like he was
He's not the guy on this team. He was never be the guy on this team. Value
it was
him as
so
such.
gutting.
But the Islanders, yuck. Not much to talk about here. Anders Lee out 1 to 2 weeks. Looks like Kyle Palmieri is power play one in his spot. So our even strength lines, God, I don't know why they're doing this to themselves. But our top line is Drew and Horvat, Shabanov, Duclair, Barzal, Palmieri. So they actually have two top six. They have two lines. That's nice.
They don't have a lot of periffs on those first two. That's the only problem I'm seeing immediately off the bat.
Horvat,
right? Like,
Horvat is
a
good multi-cat.
Drouin's allergic to hitting, as is Duclair,
and will only play 40 games. But power play one, look, we're looking at Tony DeAngelo for now. I'm wondering if they throw Matt Schaefer up there at some point. Makes sense to me. I took him first overall, and that was one of the reasons why. And then we got 100%. Barzal, Drew, and Horvat, Palmieri / Lee. And then it's not an exciting team here. So Rangers, the
Sorokin, I would say, right? Don't forget Sorokin.
I see. It's hard for me to value him seriously because he's a good goalie. Absolutely. The team in front of him is just not great. It's a Nashville.
You're gonna need a lot of 2-1, 3-1 victories.
Yeah. To New York Rangers, the better New York team. Panarin is starting to practice in rotation. It sounds like he's not taking contact, but is in a contact jersey. But still day to day. So Alexis Lafreniere is getting some looks on that top power play. I think I read Sully this morning said something about like he wants to make sure he gets like reps on power play one because he wants them to try and develop into the player he should be. So yeah, power play 2 needs someone to take face-offs, is TJ's note here. So yeah, it seems like Trocheck is the casualty here.
First response here, Alan, but I'm gonna say like this team might be coasting on reputation. If you look at that top 6, right? Like Cooley, Miller, Zibanejad, Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere. Alan, this ain't a bad top 6, but like New York was a world beater. You know what I mean? This is
it's so weird that they were like Eastern Conference like contenders not that long ago,
President's Trophy, and
the wheels fell off, and then it was the ownership was like, yeah, the trades will continue until morale improves. Like,
and I'm looking at this team out, like I gotta say, Rempe is like he's peak entertainment for sure, but if he's stapling himself and getting constant fourth line minutes. The Rangers team right now is nowhere near as strong as I think some of us are crediting them to be. And we're thinking last season's an aberration, right? We're thinking like Nashville is horrendous in that way. And I'm looking at the Rangers here going too, like, holy moly, like Will Cooley.
That's the value to me. I feel like he's a bang daddy and top line deployment.
But this is also Will Cooley that's got what? Like he had 45 points all in all 82 games last season, this is the top line guy, Alan. Like,
sometimes all he needs the opportunity. I mean, just look at Ross Colton. He had it for a minute last year and he took off. But yeah,
I will say, yeah, he got 81 games the season prior and got 21 points. So he doubled his point total. If we're saying with these 82 games, he can double his point total again and he pulled a point per game, like, sure. But my goodness, like the Rangers, I'm gonna need a bit of St. Thomas here. You know, I'm gonna need to see it to believe it, baby.
Yeah, and the power play one, no, I feel like there's no surprises here. It's a rotation of Lafreniere, Trocheck, JT Miller, Panarin, Zibanejad, Fox. Like, no surprises. So move on to Ottawa. Drake Batherson's apparently out 2 weeks. Pulled a muscle somewhere in his upper body. Maybe thought too hard and pulled a brain muscle. I don't know. So even strength right now we're looking at, and I feel bad because they're not giving TJ's boy Fabian Zetterlund his respect, because top line is Kachuk, Stu, and Giroux, and then second line is Perron, Cousins, Zetterlund. And then even worse, power play one is Kachuk, Cousins, Stützle, Giroux, Sanderson. I don't feel like there's any surprises there. Maybe Giroux isn't a season long fixture.
I think he will be, because he's probably the guy that takes the face off. No,
you know what? I was just thinking about that. Yeah, like he's just that. He's the Ryan O'Reilly.
He's the Ryan
like
O'Reilly
on a much better team. And then Philly, yeah, this was kind of hard team to pick out, because I don't know. I couldn't really find reliable power play units. I don't know if you remember who's quarterbacking that. I feel like Sanheim maybe is the guy. But top line, we got Bump, Couturier, Konechny, and then second line of Dvorak, Zegras, Mishkov, and then Tippett, Luchenko, and Grabenkin. Those are guys that play in the NHL apparently. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really super high on any of these guys. There weren't any surprises to find. And that's what I was hoping TJ would be on.
Oh, Alan, I remember this team was the one where they were bounced between. So they had Sanheim.
Well, remember, Tortorella is gone.
Right.
So we might see a consistent power play unit.
So of the 3 guys last season that we're getting, I guess there's 4 guys last season. So there was Sanheim, there was York, Cam York, and then Zamula and Drysdale.
Oh yeah, you know what? Drysdale, the Drysdale Zegras connection.
Drysdale, yeah.
But I forget if we've seen them actually do any stuff in the preseason.
Yeah.
Moving on, Pittsburgh, another team. I just really couldn't find anything on that looked like lines to start the season. The only thing I could really find was a top power play unit. Doesn't surprise me. Carlson, Crosby, Malkin, Raquel Rust. I feel like they'll flip-flop between Carlson and Letang all season. And then who knows? I mean, maybe Carlson.
Koivunen, Alan? I was like, Koivunen.
Oh, you know what? So I was trying to find in trying to find lines. I ended up looking at like the end of last season. Yeah, he was someone that played on the top line with Crosby and Rust in the season.
Oh,
he's
okay.
Prospect.
Oh, and McGroarty, right? McGroarty is
also
the other
another
guy.
Yeah. So depending on how quickly they fire sale everyone, we might see some of these. Yeah, we might see the Koivunen and McGroarty's, and
for sure.
Yeah, Malkin is a rumored trade piece. Could you imagine? Like, I don't think he'd make a 1C for Florida. Like, but a nice 3C, man. Florida would still be stupid deep if they just like got Malkin and made him the 2 or 3C.
I honestly think the Brad Marchand situation last season has switched a lot of GM's minds towards giving grizzled old championship vets.
Well, then I remember when last time Malkin hit UFA for like 5 seconds, it looked like he was going to sign with Carolina.
Right.
I remember seeing that tweet, and then just nope, false alarm. He signed with the Penguins. But yeah, I don't feel like there's going to be any surprises once we start seeing real lines.
It's the 2 angles, because Alan, I'm sitting here going, like, some of the folks were asking around too. I've had some hockey folks check and say, "Hey, like, do we think Crosby goes?" But I don't
see, and that's what everything is like. Crosby staying. Like, if he wants to stay,
you know what I mean. The thing is, like, if at a certain point, we got to call a spade, right? Like if the guy is telling you explicitly and saying, "I want to stay," he's a grown man. Can we just take him at his word and be like,
Who knows? And I mean,
wanting to
the
stay.
other funny thing I saw, I think it was today. I think today or yesterday it popped up is like, how many teams do you think start kicking the tires on trying to get Fleury to come out of retirement come January?
Well, yeah. Looking at some of the tandems, I'm gonna say like, frig, like the guy's a stud, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably would help.
Yeah, and then moving on, San Jose. So Jeff Skinner, I think that's who I'm thinking of. Getting a lot of looks on line one for some reason. So that could be a nice value piece. I don't know if he stays though. I don't trust him there. We thought the same thing in Edmonton, that he was gonna play with McDavid, score a ton of goals, have a career renaissance. I don't know. Looks like, and then the other signing they made, John Klingberg. It looks like he is out right now with something. It's unrelated to whatever caused him to not be able to play for the Maple Leafs a couple seasons ago. Should be back soon. So they got Dickinson slotting in on power play 1. But yeah, before that, Klingberg, it seems like he may be a lock for power play 1. And then we got Celebrini, Smith, Eklund, Toffoli. Yeah, I feel like there's value to be had here in San Jose.
Smith, I need to check that man's ADP. I honestly think he's the guy. What's the phrase you call it? Riding shotgun? Like,
yeah.
With
Celebrini. Will Smith. Yeah.
Will Smith. Smith is, holy smokes, 173 in the draft. Like, Will Smith is definitely the player where I can see him not being available to pick up right as he's cresting past the blue chip to the like being a pink sheet to a blue chip. And holy smokes, like at 173 people are forgetting about this guy. He is the guy to star, he is the guy to star. Because I would say Celebrini's probably already taken. Like,
right.
What is Celebrini's ADP? Like, maybe not worth
60s, 70s.
Yeah, 46. Holy shit. Oh my God, 46.
Really? That seems way too high.
For a center too, right? Center only.
Yeah.
Why is he day to day? Like, was it a sniffles? Like, is that
Celebrini, who knows? And then again, it's I know I'm freaking out because I feel like a third of my team in the 5-hole listener league is like day to day out right now.
And I'm like, why?
Like, what? It's preseason, because even what is it? I think Victor Hedman left like last night's preseason game,
right?
And they stated it was precautionary. Like, he is fine, and I feel like that's what a lot of this stuff is at this point.
Right.
Like, if this was the regular season, they would. If it was the playoffs, they would absolutely play. Since it's preseason, they're
for sure
taking it easy.
For sure. Yeah. So, Alan, the one thing I would say too is, what about Toffoli? Like, Toffoli has always been a shot machine, veteran.
That's why
he's on a tanking team functionally still. Yeah. Like, do we see him as value as well? Like, being top line guy?
I still think so. I don't know because I think like you said, it was that top line was like Skinner, someone probably Celebrini, and then like Smith, and I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I drafted him. Actually, I know I took him very late because I anticipate him being a fixture on that top line. Definitely top power play
for sure.
Seattle, I feel like there's not much here because I couldn't really find anything. Just a couple stories. They just announced today Capo Caco out 6 weeks with a broken hand. Montour, McCann, and Chandler Stevenson, Chando, they're all day to day right now. They're not expected to miss like any actual games. Awesome. But yeah, I couldn't find power play lines. I don't know if you've seen anything the last few days, Jay. Like that. It's like a lineup. Actually, do we care? Like, because this is a team that kind of just shuffles everything around.
What is this team playing for? Is my main issue.
Exactly.
Like, their team is clearly. I would say this team is clearly not a contending team at the moment, but I don't think this team is bad enough to tank. I think that's kind of the dangerous issue because
probably in that mushy middle.
Joey Decord is literally too okay for his team to team to crash.
Literally, and it sounds like I feel like they kind of made it officially that Decord is the starter. Like, he's go-to guy. Poor Philip Grubauer, man. I mean, he got his payday though. That's
For sure. But like for them to come out and say we're building the team from the back, and then for them to immediately choose another netminder instead of the guy is hilarious. But also, Alan, I'm looking at their team right now. They actually have weird, like almost like third line D2 pairing depth because like they got Brandon Montour, Vince Dunn. Imagine either of those guys quarterbacking your second power play, and I think that's great. You know, that's like solid secondary.
well, and that's
scoring.
this was one of the teams that kind of run 2 units.
Oh, and they run 2 units in a way where neither unit is amazing, and that's what's so frustrating. Like
I feel so bad for these guys, man. They had, and now you got, I think the Mariners are coming back into town,
right?
Like, they had a few years to build like a
Some
local
serious hype,
serious fan base, and they crap themselves.
The one I would say too is like Jared McCann is probably the guy I would say if you had to target a scorer, a shooter, a focal point on this team. I know
real shallow.
I know at a certain point, oh shoot. Okay, the other guy I would say that is a possible potential sleeper breakout is Shane Wright, because I know Shane Wright as well is currently the second line center. He's the guy that takes faceoffs for the power play too. But holy smokes, if there is an angle where this team bounces back into the bubble, it will be because of his development.
I think they have are they on their? Maybe I'm thinking they fired their GM or whatever in the offseason, but I feel like they have like another new coach. So we'll see. But yeah, lines, power play lines. I couldn't really find any. I'm not really interested. St. Louis, big news story. It came out like not long before we got on tonight. Cam Fowler signed an extension, 3 years, $6.1 million. Again, they're kind of a team that runs kind of 2 separate units. Oh man, did I really not put the power play unit in here? So if I remember, I'm doing this from memory because I forgot to put it in the notes. I believe the top unit, because again, they've been a team that runs 2 pretty equal units, was Fowler.
Yeah, I got it here.
Snuggerud, Buchnevich, and Neighbors.
I think it was Holloway. It was the last one I got.
Oh, Holloway? Okay.
I think it was Thomas, Buch, Fowler, Snuggerud, and Holloway.
But it looks like like we said in the division preview, seems like the Snuggerud guy, like sleepy value pick.
I wish we could see what he was in terms of like peripheral production, because I know there's some leagues obviously that count periffs way more, especially with the 5-hole season in blocks and not blocks, sorry, but like in cats this season. It might not be enough for a guy that just doesn't.
I mean, it's just he'll probably end up amount to a stream in most leagues.
I think so too.
Probably not someone you hold all season, but we could be wrong. We'll find out. And then Tampa. All right. So Vazzy is only starting to skate this coming Monday. Apparently he's just this. They're calling it like player load management. I don't know. It doesn't. They haven't made it sound like some sort of injury. I don't know. Hopefully, whatever it is, he gets enough camp, enough preseason runway that he is the elite goalie.
Alan, am I saying this wrong? Oliver Bjorkstrand? Sorry, I'll let you get to it.
Yeah. Hopefully, he gets stuff on Toronto because they were another team that was pretty tricky. So we have Nick Paul out till mid-November, which has created kind of an opportunity on that third line. But yes, it looks like, oh my gosh, what's her name? I forget her name. Like the sort of beat writer for Tampa. She within the last week described as the top unit. It was Hedman, Cooch, Point, Gensel, and Bjorkstrand. But it looks like a lot of the skating, even strength lines, have Gonçalves on right wing too. So this is going to be interesting. See how this pans out. But again, this is the season hasn't even started yet. Sample size is 0.
Right.
There's still a world where Bjorkstrand takes both. I feel like that greatly tanks Bjorkstrand's value if he is line 3, power play 1, because he's looking at 12, 13 minutes a night.
But Alan, like, I don't know if it's color me surprised, but I'm like the disrespect on Brandon Hagel. Like, what's the man got to do to get
sample size of 0? Because I was like, and then yes, I made sure to make note of this. I should have put it in the notes. So yes, Bjorkstrand and Hagel were both practicing on the left circle in their respective power plays, so it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to
invert them.
Yeah,
and probably
so there's still a chance. There's still a chance. But God, yeah, Hagel line 2, power play 1. Yeah, it's Bjorkstrand's a stream at best at that point.
Because no offense to Bjorkstrand, but like, dude is Hagel is like a keeper on all teams, right? Like Bjorkstrand, you would feasibly be like streaming him in and out, depending on.
I mean, what's Hagel going this year? Second, third round? Like, there's high expectations for him to.
But reasonable high oh, geez, he's going at 56. Ooh.
I feel like he went higher in the listener league.
I think he was too, yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like Tampa, aside from load management setups, like this team has stayed relatively together and healthy. And everyone sleeps on them. I don't know what it is with Florida teams, but truthfully, if you look at the hospital ward,
sleeps on them until they hate us.
Until
that's how it works.
But like,
until we become the villains.
But how in the world is Florida being talked up only as Sunrise when that's a hospital ward they're running down there and Amalie? And in the meantime, Tampa, look at that roster and squad.
Yeah.
Have they forgotten?
Even if you, I think they're slotting in like a prospect on line 3 center, but I've seen like, what is it? Bjorkstrand, Gord, Chafee, or someone else. Like there's room to shuffle and play around with that lineup, but I feel like that top 5 is pretty set of Gensel, Point, Cooch, Hagel, Cirelli.
For sure. Yes, Frank, we're good to see you too.
Frank. So yeah, I think that's about it for Tampa. Toronto, I hope you got something, Jay, because the only thing I could really find is we have Morgan Riley back on power play 1. It looks like, so if you took him super late, it looks like you'll get dividends on that.
Yeah, so I would say the big one for Toronto, huge, is right now at the moment. Yeah, that those 5 on the power play, right? Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, Riley, and Nyes, right? So no surprises there. Those are the guys with the big contracts. They're the guys that are there. Probably biggest news more than anything is that Austin Matthews is now taking that he's taking the penalty kill, right? So he's slotting in exactly where in prior times Marner was eating up and munching all those minutes. Matthews is now taking that existing time. I would say a little surprised that Dakota Joshua, I know he had that breakout season 2 years prior, isn't getting any power play 2 time, but right now in the power play 2, who do we got? So there's Michele.
I feel like his peripherals are the floor. That's what you use
for his hits. For his hits, for sure.
Any opportunity for him to get points is extra.
Yeah, for sure. Supplemental at best. But like what power play 2, you got Michele, Domi, McMahon, Larson, and Waugh. Those are the 5 that we're seeing at the moment. I think the big angle, and it always goes around for Leafs fans, really, is it's so sparse in terms of value. Everyone is drafted. Everyone on that top, all those top lines things are drafted. But sparse.
I think Berube said that and a lot of people are high-fiving themselves already for it. But yes, they're gonna try Michele on line 1. That doesn't mean he'll stay all season. They're gonna try him.
Michele on line 1, yeah. And I think if there's any person that is like slotting in for value that might have upside, really, is Robertson. Probably has the best shot outside of the top 6 in terms of like an actual shot that can score effectively. It's wicked wrister. Big issue is he's a smaller frame. He gets injured and he doesn't. He plays a top 6 game, but all the top 6 positions are taken. So it's a real one where you're looking at the value. If Robertson can buck in and secure a top 6 spot, he's not going to be drafted nowhere. He's the guy probably to take a look out for if there's any injuries to pop through for Toronto.
Okay, yeah. Utah.
There was one more in terms of the crease, which is Hall is out
on leave, personal leave.
Wall, right? Wall is out for personal leave for I don't even think it's disclosed on when, right? I think it's indefinite.
His family stuff.
So Stolar's to the moon. Like it's gonna be him.
See, and that's the dangerous game to play because he's proven he can be the guy in stints, but if you overplay him, he will get injured or elbowed in the head. Cough, cough.
That is true.
Yes. That's right. You were going to say something about Hall. Do we think?
No, Alan. Sorry, I mispronounced. I mispronounced Wall. That's what I was describing. But yeah, like Wall is the
All
real
is
value.
on family leave. Yeah. Utah. So Cooley, Barrett Hayton, and McBain are all day to day right now. But before that, kind of the top six they were running was Genther, Cooley, Paterka, Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz. But right now, like their top line is like Schmaltz, Keller, Gunther. It's weird.
Miss you too, Armin. It's good to see you.
Yeah. And I've said so. I don't know how to. I wouldn't say don't dig into it. Don't fade Sergachev based on this, but it seems like they've been trying some stuff in their power plays in practice. They've put Dursey up on the top unit. They've got obviously Sergachev there. Yeah, like one top unit was both of these units had Gunther, Hayden, Schmaltz. One had Dursey, Paterka. One had Sergachev, Keller. Yeah, I don't read too much into it. Don't fade Sergachev. Don't fade Keller. Yeah, it's.
I was gonna say, Alan, like, do you see when you look at this team, like they actually,
Yeah,
they could
and
actually
I mean,
make some
last year we
noise.
were talking about how they might make a push for. They might be a wild card team. But now
Right.
this season, with the addition of Paterka, maybe some of these younger guys chip in too. Damn, man! Like, and we know Vejmelka is a good goalie. Hopefully, they don't have as many injuries on the blue line. Yeah, they could absolutely make a push. Oh, and that's right. Yes, this very important note. I think I saw it yesterday or today. Their head coach says that he will not be announcing the starting goalie ahead of time. This is terrible for fantasy. I hate drafting goalies on teams where you don't know who's playing until like a half hour before when they actually hit the ice.
Right.
It sounds like Utah is one of these guys, but I mean, what's their tandem? Vejmelka and Vanacek.
Yeah.
I don't know.
V squared, right?
Yeah, I feel like you're pretty safe with Vejmelka, but this is bad for fantasy.
I mean, Cooley right now, I think was what 173. I think that's his. I'm just going to confirm. Yeah, 147. Sorry, 147. If this team is going to ride to the moon, there is no way this team does it with Cooley, on the back of like a 50-point season. It's going to be Cooley breaks out to like
yeah,
point per game, and Paterka alongside him, something along those lines. So I would say Keller is always taken at a pretty reasonable time into my memory. Always, he's taken what 40. Allen, holy shit!
Oh, Cooley, I want to say that's
Keller.
about right.
No, Keller is taken.
Keller makes Keller 40. I feel like he might have someone might. And again, this is Yahoo. I feel like you're getting all these top end goalies in that top 40 that throw all this stuff off.
For sure.
But no, I took Cooley. Like, I think I want to say that was my 4th round pick was Cooley.
Logan Cooley was taken. Well, it says his ADP is 147.
I know, but it's Yahoo, man. It's Yahoo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
I bet if you look like Cooley. Nick Robertson is drafted like 6th round or something. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. That's it for Utah. Hopefully, yeah, these injuries don't impact anything. Vancouver. So Nils Hoglander is he's injured or something. I forget the exact manner, but yeah, it's less competition for top lines, top power play. I haven't seen Heedle in these. I don't know if Heedle is still out or what, but the top 6 I've seen is DeBrusk, Pedersen.
He's in the power play one. Yeah, Heedle's in the power play one.
Heedle is? Really? Okay. So what I've seen, and maybe you've seen something else. Top 6 I've seen DeBrusk, PD, Besser, Kane, Coots, Lekermaki. But I would assume that Heedle would be the 2C. But power play 1, I've seen Hughes, Pedersen, Besser, Kane, DeBrusk, which that seems like power play 1 to me.
Okay. From what I'm seeing so far, yeah, their power play 1 is Hughes, Pedersen, Besser, DeBrusk, and then Heedle. But I think Heedle, clearly that spot is the rotatable spot, so to speak. Like, I think you could make a point for Kane. You could make a point for
I know this is like
Garland, I guess. Like,
really tanks Kane's value, like potential value, if like he's not getting power play 1. Because I mean, he's he's another one that again periffs are the floor, but yeah, you really hope for like a 60-point guy out of him with those periffs. Vegas. So a line from coach, expect to see a lot of Marner, Eichel, Theodore in OT, which is cool. It sounds like they're definitely stapling those 3 together. So even strength lines, and this is a sexy top 9. Barbashev, Eichel, Marner, Smith, Carlson, Stone, Saad, Hurdle, Dorofeyev. And as we know, Dorofeyev is he's dealing with something right now. He's been out of a few practices now. Hopefully he's back for the season, but it sounds like, I don't want to say load management. Definitely something, it sounds like something nagging that he just kind of needs to like take a break, reset. I haven't seen power play units. Have you seen power play units for them, Jay? I feel like there's not going to be any surprises.
I mean, I'm just pulling it up. It says what? There's Eichel, Marner, Hurdle, Theodore, Stone is their current power play 1. Which
And that sounds right.
Yeah, don't hear any surprises there. Man, Alan, it's just I feel bad in the sense for Dorofeyev, right? Like that was the guy he was the trigger man all of last season. He might still, so to speak, he might still stand a chance at it. But maybe right now, if you're looking at that power play, who's the trigger man? I guess Eichel is now.
Yeah, I mean, in Buffalo, he was the guy. I mean, we'll see, or maybe we see more goal scoring out of Marner. Who knows?
But Eichel used to be the guy that would feed the trigger man Dorofeyev, right? Whereas now Marner is going to be feeding Eichel in the same vein. And man,
do we see a return of goal scoring Eichel?
I think we do. I think that
was brought up early in the off season. These last 2 teams, man, we're a home stretch. I feel like they're pretty straightforward. Washington, Ovi is currently skating in non-contact. They're hoping to get him in like one preseason game. I couldn't find like what exactly happened. It sounded like he just tweaked something and it just threw off everything.
Could just say OLD and be done with it, to be honest. Yeah.
So
how I feel, Frank, is I would say it depends.
9th overall.
I would say it depends on your categories. It depends on what your scoring system is, but he doesn't do anything peripherally, does he, Alan? I don't think so.
No, Quinn Hughes is like a 5-goal, like 50 assist dude.
He is allergic
and
to
50
hitting.
is probably low. He's
allergic to hitting.
He doesn't shoot.
Doesn't block.
Yeah. So for points, yes.
I would say so.
That's probably around value.
For sure.
But if you have any sort of
12-team roto. Oh, he says 12-team roto. I don't know, Alan. I think 9th overall is a little rich for my blood for Quinn Hughes.
Yeah. So here we go. Here is where I would say if Quinn Hughes is a player you like, you're not that far off from the value. He would not have been there. He would probably not have been there on the turn.
That's true. Yeah. If you don't take him because
you like Quinn Hughes, for me, that's half the reason I play fantasy hockey. Is I build these imaginary links to these players, and I like owning them. Like gives me that hit of dopamine. So I don't think that's too absurd. But if you have heavy like hits, block shots, weights, and you're scoring, it's still not the worst pick. But you probably could have gotten someone in that turn that might have been just as good, if not better.
For sure. Agreed.
But back to Washington, Ovi, who knows? But this looks like their top 9. This works for me. Ovi, Strome, Beauvillier, Protas, PLD, Leonard. Wow, not Leonards. And then I forget his name, but Miro, McMichael Wilson, and then it looks like Jay is typing out Power Play 1 as we speak. Oh, Chikrin on Power Play 1. Is that really how they've been practicing? Or is this like from Daily Face-Off or something?
I think it is pulled from Daily Face-Off, but if this is the one that was running it with the way it goes.
Okay. You know what? I think they did Carlson and Chikrin for a minute last season.
The double Ds would make it so that I don't know who. Like, is this PLD? You know what I mean? Is this PLD season if any of those injuries roll through? But Alan, I also feel like I've been saying it's PLD season every season, and
that's the although last season he was pretty good.
Was pretty good.
Maybe that he is the oh my god that
like the god that finally delivers.
He is the PLD whisperer. Carberry, Spencer Carberry. Good God. Spencer Carberry is the PLD whisperer. Who knows? So then before we hit Winnipeg here, Armin's got a question. Top 3: Coronado, DeBrusque, Kane. I don't know if he means Patrick or Evander. Sagan, Schmaltz, Segrist, Lindholm. he's got a lot of guys here. Lekholm, I think he means
Who's Lekholm?
I think he means
Ekholm? No.
maybe he could mean Ekholm, or he could mean Lekanen,
Lekanen.
or Kiefer Sherwood. So heavy weighting on the points side. I'll go DeBrusque.
I mean,
is-
in
is
Kane, and
definitely
we have to also clarify if that's Evander Kane or Patrick
Well,
Kane or
so I see points and just pure points. I would say Evander and Patrick probably have about the same point potential.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. DeBrusque is a lock. I would say Elias Lindholm is probably a lock there.
You're thinking
And
DeBrusque, Lindholm, Kane?
Lekanen. Okay.
I think DeBrusque, Lindholm, Kane
No.
is probably like a safe.
See, I'm saying DeBrusque, Lindholm, Lekanen for me.
Okay, I could see that play too.
So there we
Yeah.
go. We both agree
Yes.
on DeBrusque and Lindholm, and then Evander Kane. Yeah, I
would take
don't-
Evander Kane.
I don't
think.
think those, but I don't think those peripherals really raise that floor enough. And the last one from Frank. Jack Hughes or a Panarin.
Have we seen Jack Hughes be healthy for a full season out?
See, that's my problem with Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
But I drafted Panarin end of the second. And Jack Hughes typically goes into the first, beginning of the second. I just don't.
I was even gonna say like Jack Hughes
still,
at a certain point.
Say, give me Panarin over Jack Hughes.
Alan, what's TJ's quote?
But if they're both healthy for all 82, then give me Jack Hughes.
Like I'm even gonna say Jack Hughes might be earning himself like the TJ moniker of the Band-Aid boy. Man, it's getting. I don't know.
All right. So we're bringing in for landing here with Winnipeg. There are no surprises here. This is probably one of the most boring teams to try and like get anything controversial out of. So power play 1, we're looking at Morrissey, Scheifele, Velarde, Perfetti, Kyle Connor. That's probably going to be all season unless someone gets injured. So even strength right now. Connor, Scheifele, Velarde. No surprise. Top line. Second line. Why is Jonathan 38, whatever year old Jonathan Toews, the 2C for Winnipeg? But he's got Perfetti and Nyquist on his wings. Yeah.
I mean, did you see the folks that were like saying this is Perfetti's breakout season because he's playing with Johnny championship caliber?
We'll find out. Maybe his like detox on the other side of the world like did wonders for him. He feels great. He feels 10 years younger. I hope whatever. But I just no faith in Jonathan.
Velarde, I would say, is the huge piece, right? Like what's Velarde taking at a moment? He's taken at 127, but getting access to I checked. So Connor was 1680p, and the other one is Scheifele. So Scheifele's taken at 60. I think Velarde is awesome value. I think.
Yeah. And then Armin's last question here before we bring it in. Yeah. What did we say? Calgary. We're not high on Coronado. I'm not. I know he shoots a lot. He has a nickname Scoronado. Line 2, but I don't. Yeah, we don't have top power play, so we're not sure. We're not sure. And then, I'm not sure where to rank Coronado, but I don't expect high things out of Calgary. I don't feel like they have the star power.
Well, I would just say Coronado is what 168, and I think just off the top of my head, we were talking in that range, like 163s, 169s. You have a slew of Colorado. Funny, Coronado, Colorado. Like, it's a similar style, but there's so many Avalanche wingers. I think it was Landeskog, not Nishushkin, but who's it? Lehkonen. Just all those guys are drafted in that range, and all of those guys would probably have, I would say, knowing what I know now, have a higher breakout setup than Coronado does. But I would say with Frank's question. No, with Frank's question.
Yeah. And that's it. We'll close it up. Where do you rank Josh Morrissey among D? For me, he's top 5 easily. Definitely top 10. Lock for power play 1 with some great scores around him, and he himself has great peripherals.
He's what 39 ADP. So Aside from,
I don't know if I take him that high, depending on your scoring. If your
he's probably
category
the
is something
fourth
like,
D. He's probably the fourth D taken, I think. Right, fourth D taken overall. Like you have what, McCarr,
Mhm.
and then after McCarr, there's
Hughes.
But yeah, I
Typically.
feel like he's the fourth guy. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
the other two.
Probably like Hedman, Cider, if your scoring warrants
Right.
it.
Yeah. And then
Eager.
wherever you stand on Hughes, and where after that, then it's Morrissey.
All right, so let's bring this sucker in. Thanks everyone for as always, yeah, like, subscribe, like, especially the YouTube channel. Still on our journey to get 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Actually, we meant to have TJ talk about. We're looking to do some mock shows. We're gonna need volunteers / suckers for that. So stay tuned on the Discord, and good night, good mental health, everyone.
We'll pick you up later.